why do you think, and this could be its own, or its own interview show topic in and of itself, and you may have talked about it on Preacher Boys, but why do you think, and I'll just bluntly say it, why are pedophiles drawn to clerical leadership positions? They've also had issues with Boy Scouts, and I'm not trying to bring them in, but it's a fairly large national organizations that had some similar challenges. What is the makeup of those environments, or mainly the ones that you have more experience with, you're more comfortable talking to, that you feel like why they're drawn to these environments?
Yeah, there's two primary things. I interviewed and I always default to the people I've interviewed because they're the experts on this. But I interviewed Dr. Brian Kloss, who is a political studies or political science expert, and he talks about corruption and leadership. And so he wrote a book called Corruptible, where he kind of talks about this. And he made the point to say that bad people are inordinately drawn to power, inordinately able to get power, and unusually good at keeping power. And so, people want power. People that are pedophiles specifically, or abusive, narcissistic, they seek positions of power where there's less restrictions on them, where they have more ability to, reign over other people and achieve what they want. And you see this in Hollywood, you see this in churches, you see this in the Boy Scouts, positions where there is unchecked power are magnets for people like this. And I think the reason that they're able to get access, because that's the other side of this question, is, they want it, but you'd think we'd see them a mile away and say, no way. But the reality is we have to change our definition of what they look like. Abusive people don't look like the creepy guy at the park. They look, sometimes they do, but when a lot of these scandals break, or whenever a story breaks, it's people going, wow, I had no idea. Like, this is the pastor that married us. This is the pastor that baptized me. I can't imagine. But that's what they're really good at doing. They're really good at lying. They're really good at bypassing defenses. And then I think even deeper than that, churches specifically are known for being places where it's filled with grace. There's a lot of opportunity to mess up, which can be a good thing. People surround you and try to build you up. But sometimes people with good intentions trying to be filled with grace and mercy on somebody can let their defenses down too much and open the door to kind of dangerous situations.
I think for me as a layman, no pun intended, is when I hear these stories break and then, they lay out this decades long, they went from this parish to this diocese, and it's like, dear God, I mean, I'd like to think now there's a lot more hypersensitivity when it begins versus in previous decades and generations. Of course, now with the internet, I would argue, I'd like to believe, maybe I'm naive, that there's more transparency, but people are people, and they don't want to believe, I guess, at times that this is going on with the person, like you said, that married them or what have you. But I appreciate you sharing that.